Welcome to EV Morning from the Vox Network. You grab yourself a coffee and we'll bring you the news. We'll start today with the Fiat 500 electric, coming in 3 body types and 2 battery options. There's going to be 3 variants: the Cabrio, the hatchback, and a 3+1, available in either a 24 or 42 kilowatt-hour battery. Well, Fiat recently introduced the 3rd body version of their new 500 model. It's a 3+1. That +1 is a single rear-opening rear door for passengers, and it joins the hatchback and Cabrio unveiled earlier this year, and the 3+1 is only available on left-hand drive models. All 3 types will be offered in all-electric versions and produced up to 80,000 annually. The cute Italian city car, the first pure electric car designed from the ground up on an all-new platform by Fiat Chrysler, will enter the European market soon. In the UK, deliveries will begin in March 2021, and there's no word yet on whether we'll see it in the North American market as a replacement for the compliance car, the Fiat 500e. The base version has a 24 kilowatt-hour battery. That's good for about 180 kilometers of range, that's 112 miles, has a 70 kilowatt motor, 0 to 62 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 9.5 seconds, and charging at 50 kilowatts on a DC fast charger. But what about its big brother, the more capable 42 kilowatt-hour version? Well, that has a WLTP range of 320 kilometers. That's almost 200 miles. The motor is 87 kilowatts, and it'll sprint 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 9 seconds. And it charges quicker too, at 85 kilowatts on a DC fast charger. Prices of the base version will start in Italy at just under 26,000 euros. Next up in the news, we're talking Tesla, but not new cars, but how you fix the ones that occasionally go wrong. Well, a person familiar with the matter told us that there is a huge service center expansion coming. That is, of course, to better equip Tesla to deal with their growing fleet of vehicles. That now exceeds 1 million globally. Tesla continues to ramp up production and deliveries, as well as things like the supercharger network and an onslaught of future plans and products. However, service can be a sore spot for some. While Tesla credits their in-house situation, their direct sales and service model, it's one case where it may cause frustration. Now, traditional automakers rely on franchised dealerships. They handle servicing and repair. However, Tesla must work on its own to expand their network. That situation is supposed to lead to a more streamlined, efficient experience, but if there aren't enough service centers or they're overcrowded, the opposite can be true. Tesla's vehicle deliveries have grown nearly 50% over the last 12 months, but service just 12%. So, they plan to add new service centers at a rate of 1 per week in 2021. That's 52 new facilities by the end of next year. We found out this week as well about Tesla's huge $12 billion investment plan in car and battery factories. Tesla is currently building 2 new factories, one in Germany and one in Texas, adding a second major expansion line to Giga Shanghai for Model Y as well, and they're working on their own cell production facility. These are all integral pieces of the puzzle to ensure that Tesla can increase their EV production capacity. And if all goes to plan, Tesla will invest $12 billion on new EV production facilities and battery factories over the next 2 years. If Tesla can pull it off, they'll be making around 2 million vehicles annually by the end of that period. Next in the news today, Tesla has quietly removed an option to adjust Regen braking on new cars. Tesla has recently removed the option that allows drivers to choose between strong and light Regen braking. Well, they call it standard mode, that's the stronger mode, and it's quite strong. It allows you to operate the vehicle with just one pedal, even coming down to a complete stop. Some automakers allow the drivers to select between different levels of Regen, and Tesla was one of them until now. Up until recently, there was a tab in the driving controls that allowed the driver to toggle between standard mode and low mode. In low mode, the amount of regen braking when you lift off the accelerator was reduced, and the vehicle would coast more than it does in standard mode. However, that option is now removed for new cars coming off the production line, and Tesla gives buyers of its new cars no choice of regen. It is simply standard mode. That's the opposite of some other automakers who can offer up to 5 steps of regen braking, sometimes applied with the gear stick or paddles behind the steering wheel. Next up in the news, new electric Mini models are coming. Well, Mini is part of the BMW group, and they announced that they will be continuing their electrification of the Mini range, including the introduction of new EV models, a new EV platform, and EV production in China. The company currently offers 2 plug-in models. There's the Mini Countryman, that is a plug-in hybrid, and there's the Mini Cooper SE all-electric. But they have big plans for more EVs. The future portfolio of the all-electric vehicle range from Mini will include, amongst others, a 3-door hatch, a new crossover model in the small car segments with pure electric power, and an all-EV compact crossover. Let's talk commercial vehicles, and Ford are teasing the ETransit, and it'll be unveiled on November the 12th. There's huge demand for vans as deliveries are skyrocketing around the world, and now is the right time to introduce electric vans. Ford announced that their upcoming all-electric Transit, called the ETransit, will be unveiled on November 12th. The new van was first announced for the European market earlier this year. It'll come in 2021, and it'll be launched in the US and Canada later. The introduction of the ETransit, alongside the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E, deliveries for that start 7th of December, and the all-electric Ford F-150 is part of their huge electric investment plan. No details yet about the Ford ETransit, but in general, the quicker they can get it to market, the better, as home deliveries are soaring these days. Another car maker announcing electrified versions of their trucks are Ram. Well, Fiat Chrysler's CEO recently said that Ram would have an electrified pickup truck. And that's good, because they have plenty of competition. Other electric pickup trucks are expected to go on sale in 2021. More and more companies are revealing plans to have one. The pickup truck market in the US is more important than anywhere else. The Ford F-150 is the best-selling vehicle in the country for 43 years in a row. Well, Tesla knows that, and they presented the Cybertruck in 2019. Rivian showed off the R1T at the LA Auto Show. And what do we know about the Ram truck that's coming? Only that it's electrified. That could mean a plug-in hybrid version or full electric. And finally today, a new platform coming from the Chinese car maker BYD. According to media reports coming out of China, the VP at BYD hinted at a new EV platform, and it'll hit the market in April 2021. There'll be new models on the new platform, and they'll have cost, range, and safety improvements, and it should bring the purchase price down to be equivalent to internal combustion engine vehicles. And that would be quite a breakthrough. But at this point, no further details. Well, BYD introduced this year its Blade battery. It's a zero cobalt LFP, lithium iron phosphate battery, and a cell-to-pack approach. As for EVs costing the same as combustion cars, well, many buyers find that when they factor in running costs, they already are cheaper. But as purchase prices come down too, it's bye-bye to burning things. And on that note, we'll say goodbye for this week. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more news, reviews, and our famous drag races as well.